What is up, rugby fans, and welcome back to another podcast where we will be doing our picks for this weekend of the Super Rugby in two different countries. Still not used to it by week 7 for New Zealand, but yes, we'll do it. Before we jump in, I just want to let you listeners in on a secret. And congratulations to the boss, Stefan, getting married a couple of days, or actually more than a week ago. So just from RFD side online, this is the proof of congratulations. But yes, I'm joined by both the boss and the jackal here. And how are you guys doing, boss?
Awesome. Thanks so much for that, Daniel. I really appreciate it. And I'm doing very well. I'm so excited for the rugby this weekend, definitely, because I can actually view it. Not like the weekend I actually got married. Not that that was a bad. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. For everyone who's getting married on a Saturday, it's awesome. Anyway, but I'm also doing very well because it's getting warmer here in South Africa. So I'm so excited for that as well. But that's all from my side. Jackal, how are you?
I'm doing awesome. Also glad it's getting warmer here. I don't like the winter. And also excited to see some more rugby this weekend.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear from both your sides that you love the heat coming back. I want to swim again. That's all. I know. Only thing I want to do is I just want to swim, dive into the swimming pool, and just have a braai. That's what we do. But speaking of braais, going along with braai South Africa, we have rugby, and that's what you guys want to hear. Yes. So this is our picks for this weekend. So Stefano is probably going to do the stats, and Joel's going to drop an opinion. So I'm very excited for this. So the opening game, Western Force Rebels. This is actually an interesting one because I think they were both the newest teams in Australia throughout Super Rugby. They were both that was added way back. So, the clash of the newbies, basically. But Force versus Rebels. Boss, what do you think? What does the stats say?
Yeah, so of course we need to get into the stats. But just before I do that, let everyone reveal his picks by himself. I don't want to ruin the upset pick. But I backed the Rebels with 6. I know they're playing actually the away game, the Forces at home. But I'm literally taking a flyer on this one. I don't think the Force at the moment is still on fitness on par level, fitness wise, and that's the only reason why I'm backing the Rebels. Is the last 10 minutes they will pull the game through.
Okay, Jackal, what do you say?
Okay, I went Rebels with 16. Again, I also don't think the fitness is up there with the Western Force. So I think the last 15 to 20 minutes, the Rebels will just cash everything in and score some 2 tries or something like that, just to run away with the game.
Okay, so interesting because like Stefano said off camera, fortune favors the bold. So I went Western Force by 5.
Yes.
And it's purely because I just like the Force. Like the Rebels are a good team. I like them. I rate them. Nothing bad to say about them. But the Force is, I just want to see them win. Like this is like what the Blues was a couple of years ago. Just pity them so much, and they just need and deserve it. And although I don't think the fitness is there, I believe the hunger is there because they don't play bad rugby.
Yes.
They're not fully out of the game because I think the Brumbies who should have thrashed them was like a 20-point margin. That I think was something. It wasn't that crazy. Something that the Brumbies would do, but they were kept out 0 points. Bad luck to the Force, but I think they deserve it. I think they can upset the Rebels because the Rebels I think they're a bit up and down at the moment. So that's my reason.
Okay. So the interesting thing with that, Daniel, is like you said, it's gonna favor you quite a lot because at the moment that's a 10% on statistics wise. It's 10% for the Western Force. It's 90% expectation for the Rebels, which I think the average will be roughly between 8 and 9. At the moment, there's not enough picks to exactly say, but I mean, just to look at the two different perspectives of you, Daniel, and then Jock, you are basically 21 points away from each other. 21 points. That's 3 tries, converted tries, and need I remind you, we are going to watch 2 teams, which is not I'm not going to say prone to rugby, like that's not what I'm trying to say, but running rugby, I'm excited more to see the Rebels thing, the Force. But I agree with you. The Force isn't a bad team. That's not what I'm saying. They definitely, let me reevaluate their whole team, the way they play the first week. We sat together in a room and I said to you, Daniel, like, this is phenomenal. The Force is playing so well and I'm excited to see them grow. The only thing that I think they're going to struggle with is the fitness. That's literally all. And I hope that you are right with the hunger. I hope the hunger outweighs the fitness in this weekend.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully that happens. Otherwise, then I'll just take another L. I mean, as Superbru predicted, I have a 10% maybe on my side. 10%. So let's move on to the other side of the ocean, New Zealand rugby, Chiefs Crusaders, and I've picked Crusaders by 9. The only reason why is the Chiefs. I think they lost their hunger again. They also want to win, but I think they lost it by this time. I just think they're just going to go for a new world record and lose all the games in Super Rugby Aotearoa for the first time ever, because it's the first time ever. And so Jog, what do you say? What do you think about this game?
Well, there's a meme going around with Warren Gatland with 007. With,
oh no!
With 0 wins, 0 draws, and 7 losses. So, and again, I'm going Crusaders with 7. So, if you look at the previous game, the Crusaders won by 5. I think it was the 28th of June. And I was at the Crusaders ground. So I think, as you said, the Chiefs. They lost everything. They lost confidence. They lost everything. So I'm backing the Crusaders with this game.
Boss, what do you say?
Yes. So that's interesting. Just for that meme, we will reshare that meme on all our platforms where we can, because that's a funny one. I actually laughed quite a lot when I saw that one. But just to, I think the Chiefs are on their way back. Not there yet. Definitely not against the Crusaders. Need I say less? It's going to be a tough game, but I actually think they will lose within 5 points. So I said 6 for the Crusaders. You will see a pattern emerge with all my picks this weekend, definitely. But it's. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a large score, like a big score for the Crusaders. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're not a quality side, not at all. They've been playing phenomenal rugby. I need to congratulate Ruchi Moanga. Ruchi, if you are listening to this, first of all, you're a great rugby player. Second of all, you're just doing phenomenal at this moment. I mean, phenomenal, which is, it's crazy to see you just in a season just went from 0 to 100. And your 0 was still a international rugby star. So that says a lot. But I actually think like the Chiefs are going to score the last try and they're going to lose like within 5 points.
Okay. Well, we have seen the Crusaders can be beaten. So they're not unbeatable. They are human. So they can be beaten. So it's interesting. So we'll see how that turns out. I just went because I think the Crusaders just have the tendency to score twice and then it just gets away from you. So
absolutely,
hopefully the Chiefs put on a show, because it's one of those teams you can't love. You cannot love. You can't not love. Okay, don't know the compound sentence of that, but you just like them. You just like them.
I completely agree with you, because I mean, it's like, it's for me personally the same way that Germany plays football, soccer, I don't like them, but I like the way that they play. And that's exactly the same with all South African supporters with the Crusaders. We do not like them, but we love the way they play rugby, because it's phenomenal rugby. And that's not me trying to diss the Crusaders. That's not what I'm trying to say. They're phenomenal opponents. I respect them so much for the mere fact that they are the best team Super Rugby has ever produced. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing, it's 8% to 92. So it's, again, it's like, hello, it's this team to win it. and we all three backed them. So let's hope statistics is correct this time.
So there's a better chance for the Western Force to win than the Chiefs.
Yes, that's basically it. The team that hasn't featured in the last Super Rugby competitions the last 3 years has a better chance than the Chiefs, who normally ended like 7-8, 7-6-5. They're roundly in the middle of the Super Rugby competition. The Western Force, who was kicked out, has a better chance.
Okay, so on that note, I'm because we're speaking about the Chiefs and Ron Gatland and the coach, and I want to drop my question of the day, and it's going to be, do you think that this Chiefs performance will affect the British Irish Lions next year? Because do you think Gordon Gatland lost his confidence, his ability to coach, and I believe we'll make this a podcast as well, I think, in the future. But will this performance that the Chiefs have, this great performance that they have at this Super Rugby Aotearoa, great in captions, so that will that affect the British Irish Lions and Gatland's coaching style? So just drop in a comment and let us know. Moving back to Australia, now this is an interesting matchup because obviously the Brumbies game comes off a 24-0 win of the Force last weekend, and the Reds comes off a bye. So two different camps, two completely different camps. And I think I'm going to ask Jock first. What is his opinion about this? Brumbies playing at home, coming off a massive win, and then the Reds coming off a bye. What does he think, and what's your opinion?
That was a difficult decision for me to pick because I like the way the Reds play this year. I like the continuity of the team play, but also the Brumbies is also a very good team, a strong team this year. I think they're actually the strongest team in Australia at the moment. So I went Brumbies by 3. Just because I saw the way the Reds played. They have good, what do you call it? They have good potential to win a game. But I think the Brumbies is just full of confidence. They clicked as a team and that's the way they played. So I think it's going to be a close scoring game. So I win Brumbies with 3 points.
Interesting. Boss, what's your opinion?
So it's going to be a very, very interesting game because like the first game they played, I said Rebels against Reds won. Their breakdown game was phenomenal in that game. I don't know if you guys remember the game, but the breakdown game was really well. It was very good. Because of 2 main players. Their captain, Liam Wright, if I'm not, I hope I'm pronouncing his surname correctly.
Yes.
And then the slot, but now I can't remember his name.
Slot, the lock.
The lock. Oh, the lock.
The slot.
Yes, that's a South African name. Yeah, it's the
that's
lock.
Afrikaans term.
It's an Afrikaans. It's an Afrikaans name. What is his name? Oh man, we'll fact check it anyway. I can't remember. He's the lock, the number 5. He's a South African. He's an Australian international player. He's doing so well. I can't remember his name right now. But anyway, because of those 2, they played phenomenal rugby against the Rebels. But I don't think it's going to happen in this game. I think the Brumbies are going to actually demolish them, if I'm correct. So the stats is 91% to 9. Again, it's a crazy stat. I backed them with 6 points. But I actually think I did this one a bit low. I'm actually thinking now 10 to 12 points, but I already made the 6 points. I'm going to stick with that 6 points for the Brumbies.
Maybe while I have the chance, I can still change my pick because I also have Brumbies with 6, and I don't want to share points with you. And if you say it's going to be higher, it's probably going to be higher because you're on a good streak these days. But yes, Brumbies by 6 is my pick as well. And the only reason is I think the Brumbies is still the strongest team Australia probably has. Or one of the 2 definitely. And I just think that they're not pitching the 100% that they can because they're also getting back into it. And it's round 5 now. And like I said, they should have demolished the Force, but they couldn't. So I just think based on that, they're not going to beat the Reds that far. But Reds, they can pitch up and actually beat the Brumbies. So it's a difficult pick. This was my difficult one. This is the one where I wasn't sure, wasn't 100% confident in picking it actually. So, yeah.
This is a difficult one, but I just needed to quickly go get that guy's name because of Daniel's laugh. It was a lock, okay, not the South African one. It's an English lock. It's Salakai Lotu. I mean, that's yeah, he's a phenomenal player. I can't remember. I forgot his name for a moment there. But because of him and Liam Wright, they're doing very well at the moment, and I think it's because of leadership in that team. Because if I think of the Reds, I think of the 2010-2011 Reds with Will Guinea, James Horwell, Quite Cooper. You know, who was the wing at that stage? It was Iwane, wasn't it? His surname.
Digby Iwane.
Yes. Phenomenal players. And I think with these two, you know, trying to get the team back and running again, I think it's going to be a heavily contested game. But the Brumbies, I don't know. Like Jock also said, and you, Daniel, they're the number one team in Australia at the moment. So, and the stats say it as well, 91-9. Again, this is the third game in a row. It's basically 90-10, 9-1.
Yes. Okay, that's interesting. Then moving along to the game, which Stefano would really want to watch. The Blues, his team, obviously playing away against the Highlanders. A team that hasn't quite actually lived up to expectation. A lot of rebuilding going on in both squads, actually, I think, to be fair. The Blues has a bit more seasoned squad. I'm going to just give my pick. I went Blues with 5. I just think that they're still a strong team, a still quality team. And I believe they can still make a difference, still be the better squad at an away game. Not that I think that has an effect on today's type of rugby, but Blues by 5. So, yeah, I think let's give it to Stefano firstly.
Okay, so I went Blues with 6. This is the least convincing game for the weekend because I think the Islanders with the first game, the drop goal and so on, just showed that they can be the team that Aaron Smith wants them to be. The one that clings on to the last moment and then, you know, go through for the win, for the W. And
yeah,
and this is saying, I'm saying this about the team that I'm supporting in this competition, about the Blues. This is like my team. So the one thing that I do not like with the Blues, and that's the same thing I don't like with the Stormers, which is my Super Rugby team in South Africa, of course, is that when they go ahead, they have the tendency to wait a bit, to just relax a bit. To slack. That's actually a better word. Yes, Jock, I completely agree with you. They slack, which the Crusaders, they don't do that. If they smell blood in the water, they thump at you. They don't care. They want to win 100-1 or 100-10. It doesn't matter. They want to. They want to win as far, and as the score needs to be as big as possibly it can be. Which the Blues, they don't do that. And this is something that every time I watch them, I'm so excited in the first 20 minutes or the first 30 minutes because they're leading. But then the last 20 minutes of the game, my heart is actually racing because I'm scared they are going to let somebody go through. Not because they want to specifically, but they switch from offense to defense. And then they just defend because if the other team doesn't score, they win. But that's not a great strategy, in my opinion. That's not the best. So that's why I said with 6. And I'm just also going to throw it out there at the moment. The stats is 73% Blues, 27% to Highlanders. So this is the most competitive game of the weekend according to stats.
According to stats. Yeah, that's interesting. And it's similar like the strategy, which is in soccer, park the bus, score 1 goal and just park the bus and just defend. And I think that's quite an interesting observation. Jock, what do you say? What's your opinion about this game? What do you think?
Well, the Highlanders, they haven't come to the party yet. The only team they beat was the Chiefs 2 times, and that was with 1 point and 2 points. So, and they lost to the Blues by 3 points, I think. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna pick the Blues by 5 points. Just again, the one thing that the Blues stand out for me with is great leadership. With Patrick Tuipulotu, I think
yes.
that guy's a great leader.
Yes, absolutely.
He leads from the front. That's what I like about him. He plays the 80 minutes if he has to, and he's just such a humble guy. It doesn't show off for everything. He does his work. He leads from the front, and I think that's also why the Blues are such a force this year. So I went Blues by 5. I don't think that the Highlanders will pitch up at the moment. I think they're like the Chiefs lost a bit of confidence, so it's starting to rebuild again. And yeah, if you only win against the Chiefs, yeah, there's something that needs to be done in both the teams. So yeah, I think the Blues will comfortably take it. But just on the note that Stefan mentioned, I think the Blues also, like, when they're in front, they don't know what to do anymore. It's like, yeah, we're in front, so what now? And that's where the Crusaders, as I said, they go for the kill. So I think if the Blues can get that under their belt, I think they will be like the Crusaders that doesn't stop until the whistle blows. So hopefully it's a good game. The stats say it's going to be a tight game. Hopefully it's going to be in the Blues' favor.
Yes, that's I like your perspective, and I like the things you mentioned about the Crusaders and what you mentioned about this matchup in particular, that the Blues will probably need to step it up and ramp it up. So yeah, but I think that's all from our side. I'm going to give the final word to Jock again, just because I want to, because I can. But yes, interesting thoughts, interesting opinions being thrown around here, and I like the conversation. I like this weekend's matchups. Please remember to drop a comment in the video that we can get back to you guys. But then the final words, Jock.
Yeah, just I hope everybody enjoys the games this coming weekend. Feel free to chat with us on social media. We are all on all platforms. Go listen to the podcast. Go watch our videos on YouTube. Yeah, we like to interact with our audience. So yeah, drop a comment, and we will see you next time.